Planet Dolan. What state will throw you in jail for 60 days for having an erection in public? What state threw a kid in juvenile hall for using a Sharpie in class? Here are 15 absurd laws you may have broken without even realizing it. I'm Danger Dolan, and today I will be your narrator.
Number 15.
Throwing out someone else's junk mail. At some point, you've likely opened your mailbox to see an envelope addressed to someone you never met before. Your response is just to deem it unimportant and drop it in the trash can. If so, well done. You've committed a felony, punishable by 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fine.
Number 14.
Playing fantasy football for money. If you're one of the millions of people in the US who plays fantasy football or any other fantasy sports, good on ya. However, if you're one of the millions who plays in a fantasy league for cash money, you're basically participating in an illegal gambling ring. Gambling laws do have some provisions to allow for cash fantasy sports, but some states like Florida and Kansas are much more strict about enforcement.
Number 13.
Having a Sharpie in public. Some states consider Sharpies to be graffiti tools and therefore classify it in the same way as spray paint. Yeah, right, you think. Nobody's gonna get in trouble for having a goddamn Sharpie. You'd think so, but a 13-year-old kid in Oklahoma City was placed under citizen's arrest by their math teacher because the kid's Sharpie bled through the page and marked the desk. And it wasn't just the teacher that overreacted. The poor kid was actually sent to juvie for the crime of using a Sharpie in class. If you don't set them straight now, they're gonna end up the type of person that throws out other people's junk mail. You know, a real shitbag type.
Number 12.
Not claiming eBay sales as income. You remember that time you sold that thing on eBay? You got like 30 bucks from it? Yeah, that's income. And you have to claim income on your income taxes. That's why it's called that. Now you have to do quite a bit of selling on eBay for them to actually send you a tax form. $20,000 worth to be exact. But even if you're not a power seller, it's still technically income, even if you're just selling all your shit.
Number 11.
Living with your significant other. Michigan and Mississippi have archaic laws in the books preventing you from living with your domestic partner before marriage. Florida just recently repealed their cohabitation law, which was written in 1868 and considered a second-degree misdemeanor for a man and woman to lewdly and lasciviously associate and cohabit together.
Number 10.
Playing bingo. Bingo, as it appears, is pretty serious business. Charitable organizations can operate cash bingo games with an appropriate license, which is why your grandparents can play on Thursday night at the church. But God help you if you're playing a bingo game without a license, then you're guilty of running illegal bingo. That may sound lame, but in 2016, an illegal bingo ring was broken up in Houston and 12 people were arrested. Among the evidence discovered in the bust was enough military-grade weaponry, munitions, and body armor to start a small war. That's the police words, not mine.
Number 9.
Having an erection. Having a covered, clearly erect penis in public in Indiana falls under indecent exposure law. That means if you're waiting around in line at the bank and you suddenly pitch a tent in your jeans for no particular reason like usual, someone can turn you into the police and you can go to jail for up to 60 days.
Number 8.
Buying alcohol on Sunday. In several US states, you can't buy liquor on Sundays. Why? I don't know. Because the church or something. The silly thing is, there's no law against buying the booze on Saturday and drinking it on a Sunday. You just can't buy it on Sunday.
Number 7.
Sodomy. The Supreme Court basically overruled sodomy laws in 2003, but some states are still holding up. Now, without setting up cameras in your bedroom and sending the tape to the authorities, you are unlikely to get caught, but under the right circumstances, you still could get busted. And no, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman doing the deed, doesn't matter if it's the mouth or the butt, it all counts as sodomy.
Okay, alright, so that's where we'll draw the line.
Number 6.
Throwing away a musical greeting card. In California, household electronic waste is banned from landfills in an attempt to reduce heavy metal pollution. Unfortunately, that obnoxious birthday card your mum sent you that sings Happy Birthday when you open it, yeah, that counts. Californians want to stay on the right side of the law. They have to take these things to special hazardous waste handling facilities so they can be disposed of properly.
Number 5.
Owning a sex toy. There is no US state where it is illegal to own a gun. However, there are several areas of the country where owning a silver bullet will get you in big trouble. In Alabama, the 1998 Anti-Obscenity Enforcement Act criminalizes the sale of sex toys, unless you have a doctor's note. Actually, the sex toys can still be sold in Alabama if they are for bona fide medical, scientific, educational, legislative, judicial, or law enforcement purposes. Yeah, sure. This is for education.
Number 4.
Not clearing snow off your car. If you live in a state where you're likely to have snow pile up in your car, you're probably not always keen on spending a half hour wiping it all clear before you drive into work the next day. But legally, you have to in 11 states. Snow and ice falling off the roof of your car and hitting the cars behind you makes for a pretty unpleasant commute for everyone but you.
Number 3.
Fornication. Yep, so apparently, if you've had any sort of sex with a person you're not married to, there's a decent chance your state can fine you. You might think this is a holdover from a bygone era like sodomy laws, but no. Virginia lawmakers attempted to repeal their ancient fornication laws in 2014, and the movement failed. In fact, fornication is a crime that is actually prosecuted regularly in Virginia. There were 8 convictions for it in 2013 alone.
Number 2.
Having a snowball fight. In Topeka, Kansas, throwing a snowball at someone carries a fine of $500 and up to 6 months in jail. The section of the legal code that states this refers to the act as throwing of missiles. Colorado shares in this legal opinion.
Number 1.
Using public profanity. In Virginia, profanely swearing or cursing in public is a Class 4 misdemeanor. In Michigan, the law prohibits cursing in front of women and children. No worries though, Michigan is thinking about repealing that law, along with their laws against participating in a walkathon, and their law against calling someone out in print for refusing an offer for a duel. Okay guys, be honest, how many of these laws have you broken? Let us know in the comment section down below, we'll pin our favorite to the top. That is it for this countdown, have a good one!